The weight of inheritance, generational hate and its victims. Hate is a heavy burden. It weighs down generations. It poisons minds and hardens hearts. Sadly, this toxic inheritance often passes from parents to children. This transmission of prejudice can have devastating consequences. It can fracture families, it can tear apart communities, and it can fuel violence and discrimination. We must break this cycle. We must understand the roots of hate. We must recognize its impact, and we must choose empathy and understanding. It's the only way to heal the wounds of the past and build a brighter future. Ira Hansen once said, "We must preserve our heritage at all costs," a statement that has been interpreted as a call for exclusion and intolerance. Ira Hansen, a podcast host, has become known for his inflammatory rhetoric. His infamous quote, "Diversity is a threat to our way of life," has fueled much of the bigotry associated with his legacy. His words are laced with bigotry and intolerance. He targets minority groups, he spreads misinformation, and he uses his platform to incite hatred. His words are not just offensive, they are dangerous. They normalize prejudice, they embolden extremists, and they create a climate of fear and intimidation. We must hold him accountable for his words. We must challenge his hateful ideology. Jacob's father, Ira Hansen, is a politician. He has a long history of making racist and homophobic remarks. These remarks have been widely condemned. Human rights organizations have called him out. Community leaders have denounced his words. His actions have consequences. They normalize prejudice, they erode trust in institutions, and they send a message that hate is acceptable. We must reject his hateful ideology. We must demand better from our leaders. Hansen's rhetoric, such as "we must remain vigilant against the dilution of our culture," has left a lasting impact on his followers. Fractured family, the price of intolerance. The Hansen family has been deeply affected by Ira's beliefs. 7 of his children have left the Mormon church. They cite their father's bigotry as a major factor. This is the human cost of hate. It divides families. It causes pain and alienation. We must remember that behind every act of hate, there are real people who are hurting. We must choose compassion. We must stand up for what is right. The Hansen case is not an isolated incident. Generational hate is a pervasive problem. It affects every corner of our society. It fuels racism, sexism, homophobia, and religious intolerance. It undermines our values of equality and justice. We must recognize the systemic nature of this problem. We must address the root causes of bigotry. We must create a society where everyone feels safe and respected. The fight against hate begins with each of us. We must choose love over hate. We must speak out against bigotry. We must teach our children the importance of tolerance and empathy. Change is possible. We can break the cycle of hate. We can build a more just and compassionate world. It starts with us. Let's be the light.
I'm not a bigot like you.